Welcome again to another episode of Sneaks, Rhymes, and Life. I am your host, Lionel McDonald. Yeah, you see, I got my Knicks hat on for those who are watching on YouTube. The Knicks' tough loss yesterday. It has been a tough go, and as we're still trying to figure out our team. Lost to um, the Atlanta Hawks, the hated Atlanta Hawks in the in-season tournament. So the Knicks are out, and that's that. They had a tough go against the Raptors on Monday, but found a way to win. But enough about the Knicks. We are here today to talk about, you got it, the Legend Blue 11 I have in hand. I have the 2014 pair in my hand. So gonna give you a little bit of a backstory on the shoe, and really why the shoe is so important. So the Legend Blue 11 is the color that's coming out on December 14th. So it's going to come out on Saturday. The 11 in general, and it comes in a variety of colors. We'll talk about those in a second. Is one of the most collectible and sought after models. It's probably at worst top four. Jordan 3, Jordan 4, Jordan 1, then the Jordan 5 and the Jordan 11 around there. But I would say the Jordan 11 is ahead. Um, this is one of the most famous models. This is the model that Jordan wore in the 1995-96 season when they went 72-10. It was created by Tinker Hatfield. So this is the person that created the Air Max 1 for Nike. Obviously, ultimately saved the Jordan brand, which I shared in a previous episode when he created the Jordan 3 and then the Jordan 4 and then the Jordan 5. So he got on a run. So the 11, which I have here in my hand. And again, thank you for everyone that's listening on Spotify or Apple Music or iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts. Tinker Hatfield made a absolute winner with this one in the Jordan 11. So again, this launches on Saturday. This is the 2014 pair. 10 years later, we're getting the Legend Blue again. Now, the original pair that came out in the 80 or 95-96 season, the Columbia Blue, which what was originally called, the color is slightly different, and he wore that during the All-Star weekend. So the Concord, which I do have somewhere here. Here we go. Concord. This is with the higher cut upper with the patent leather there. That one's the one he wore in season. We then got this one for All Star. And then we got, where do we got it here? Oh, this is the playoff, otherwise known as the bread that we definitely got during playoff time. And this again, this is after Jordan had his first retirement, went to play baseball. Birmingham Barons was the team that he played for, which was an affiliate of the Chicago White Sox. He ultimately then came back. I think he was wearing the 10 and a couple other shoes. He ultimately does wear the Concord 11. Again, like this one, for those that can see, with the 45 on the back. Then he comes back in the 95-96 season wearing the same shoe, but with the 23 because that number was retired, and he was able to get it back. And obviously it led to the most epic season. Hey, if you're a Golden State fan, you say, oh, well, we went 73-9. Well, you didn't beat the Raptors and you didn't win the championship. So for me, still the gold standard is the 95-96 Bulls because they went 72-10 and won the championship that year. So if we look at the features of this shoe, patent leather mudguard, and that's the upper part that I talk here. It's that part here. Premium leather, a high-end nylon, which we really had never seen on the basketball shoe. So it is the tongue specifically, and on the Concord, which is different than the Gratitude that came out last year. The nylon is also on the top part of the shoe, of the upper of the shoe. So mesh tongue, as we just talked about, gum rubber outsole. Now, the traction on this isn't the best, but the herringbone traction in the key touch points gives it a pass. We've made significant strides. I think when we got to Jordan 14, which may had the best traction of any Jordan, probably the first 15 models, that is far superior to this. But when this came out in 95, 96, this was the best thing that was out there. And then full length zoom technology, and then a carbon, which is unique to this, a carbon fiber shank that was in the shoe, really giving it some stability and some support. Michael's got a flat foot, that's why the 2 didn't really work because the arch is so high. The 3s and 4s fit a little bit differently. The 5 was lower than many of the other models. 6, 7, 8 all had lower insoles, but this carbon fiber shank that was in the 11 gives it a lot of support. So as I showed you, I'll line them up again. Here were the 3 original colors. Then when we got to the summer of 96, we got 2 more colors, but they were different. We got 2 lows. We got black and red, and we got cobalt. And what was unique about the lows, still of many features of the original that I've just shown you, but we added some elephant print. We also made this one very breathable and a low cut for the summertime. Still the same outsole, still the carbon fiber shank. At one point during the playoffs, MG actually does wear the black and red version. So those are the 5 original colors. Fast forward now to 2001, we add a couple other colors that were, now this is the updated version with the mudguard with the higher version. My old one still has a yellow midsole. So we added cool gray and the beloved Space Jam from the Space Jam movie franchise that he was in, the 8 and the 7, along with that are the shoes that are tied in, which kind of have that Warner Brothers theme, the Bugs Bunny, and then obviously the Space Jam one. So those are the original colors. And then we've gone over the years into a plethora. We did Win Like 96. We did Win Like 82, which was the blue one that had North Carolina colors. Win Like 96 was the red, all over red one. It was kind of, originally it was like a Carmelo Anthony PE that they ultimately made it mainstream. One of the most popular ones was the one that released as part of the Defining Moments package. That package specifically launched in 2006. So it was the DMP 6 or Defining Moment 6 and the Defining Moments 11. Those ones had gold hits on the shoe commemorating championship number 1 and championship number 4, the first of the 3-peats. It'd be very interesting to see if we did a Defining Moments 2 and 3-pack, but I don't think those ones would have the same energy as we got with the 6 and the 6 and the 11. Those are 2 of the most popular ones. Now, since then, we've got a cherry red. We've gotten probably the dark horse of all of the most, I wouldn't say hated, because people love the cap and gown, but this one didn't get cap and gown love. It is the Gamma. Gamma blue was the blue that is used in the shoe. Again, those are seen on YouTube, you can see it in my hand. But the Gamma blue, so this was all black. This is the first like all black Jordan 11 with a little bit of blue. People absolutely hated this because it wasn't a playoff. It wasn't a Space Jam. It wasn't the Concorde. But in time, as this passed on, the shoe got more and more love. Fast forward to, we're approaching 2025, we are going to get that one returned in arguably the greatest release year that we've ever seen in 25. And we'll get into it in a whole nother episode because it is literally like overload. But I'm giving you the features of the shoe, giving you the history of some of the early ones. So, and again, in this 95, 96 season, Jordan literally did it all. Led the league in scoring, was the MVP, was the MVP of the finals, was the All-Star MVP. He was an All-Star. They went 72-10. Again, better than the 73-9 Golden State Warriors, because the Warriors didn't win, lost to the Raptors in 6. And again, I'm a Torontonian, and even though I'm wearing a Knicks hat and talked about the Knicks in the beginning, Raptors won for their first title, so they get dismissed. And then this was the 4th championship. People thought he was washed. He did not look good against Orlando when he came back. So big opportunity for him to get back in the saddle and really do his thing. And this is when they had Rodman and Pippen. Horace Grant had already had left because he had gone to Orlando and ousted Mike in the 95 playoffs. So very special shoe is this Jordan 11. Now, again, as I mentioned, it is not the same as the 2014. The up it looks much like my Concord here with the higher cut mud guard. I'm not a fan of the higher cut mud guard. I love the lower one, and they really stopped making this around 2014. But the impact of having the shoe back, it's closer to what we saw in 2001 when this first came out, or when it first retroed, and then it's very close to the Columbia blue. I think the blues, and that's why they won't call it that. The blues are slightly different. It's like we're talking shades of blue. And it's like one microfraction blue color different than before. But that one is one from the 96 season that again that he wore in the All-Star game. And this one specifically is the 2014 2024 version. It's close, but no cigar. It's probably the closest one that we've seen. And again, with some of these reimagined shoes that they've done over time, we get very close with that. But that is the Jordan 11. So there is lots of places in the marketplace. You should have already signed up at Foot Locker through the launch reservation. There's other ways that you can get it. Champ Sports had it. A lot of other retailers are having it. But if you've never bought an 11, and I actually talked to people at work that are sneakerheads and they don't own an 11, this is where you may need to start. Is it the best shoe to wear in the middle of winter? Again, when you look at this bad boy, it's all white. It's all white. Can this take 30? Yeah, it can. Is this shoe premium? Yeah, with the patent leather and many of the other features. It's like nothing else that was or is or maybe ever will be on the marketplace. But you have to find a way to have an 11. How do you know how you really call yourself a significant sneakerhead if you don't have an 11 in your collection? So this could be the one. This could start it off. Probably should have jumped on Gratitude, to be honest with you, last year. If you like this, you very well maybe after, again, as I mentioned, the Gamma 11 that will come out next year in 2025, along with a slew of other ones, Rare Air amongst other ones. But we got it Saturday. There's more pairs of this than have probably ever released any Jordan 11 prior. This is kind of the go-to shoe for many people. Some people as sneakerheads, this is the shoe that they get every single year, just whatever the updated color. It will be a hustle for some areas. US will definitely probably sell out. Canada, we love our Jordan 11s. The Gratitude, which I think is a better shoe, and I love the materials that they had. It's different than the DMP that came out last year. Didn't sell out, but this one will definitely have some energy and probably will sell out after a few days, then definitely before the holidays. So don't sleep. This is the one to get. It's a great shoe. And just think about it. 6 months from now in June, rocking this in the summertime, it will be a great summer fit. You can see all of the Carolina blue and fashion that's out right now. This would be a great shoe to tie in as you carry that over through the rest of this winter, spring and summer of 25. But that's all I got for you today. Sneaks, Rhymes, and Life. Again, Legend Blue 11 is launching on December 14th. Got to get it if you didn't have it. Is it the shoes? Yeah, it's the shoes. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you very soon. Sneaks, Rhymes, and Life, Lionel McDonald. Yeah.